Hey everyone, this Sunday school video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a little bit of baking together. But first I want to go over the Bible story this week to explain to you why we are baking together this week. So, Jesus and his friends in our gospel reading for this week, we're celebrating the Jewish festival of Passover. And we don't really know everything that was involved in Passover, but we have a hunch on the things that it might have involved, like a meal, like what Jesus had with his friends. And we suspect there might have been bread, wine, and some sort of blessing. And when Jesus gives a blessing, he says, "This is my body, and this is my blood." So in our religious tradition in this church, we believe that when Jesus said that, he meant, I'm not going to have a body anymore to do things on earth. So all of you guys, my friends, have to work to be my body in the world. You have to carry on my mission and what I was trying to do. Other things that happen in this story as well. Jesus says that one of his followers who dips his hand into the bowl with Jesus is going to betray him. And he also talks about Peter betraying him 3 times. And basically things that the disciples are going to be really sad about after they happen, because they can't imagine betraying their friend. They can't imagine betraying Jesus. But the part here that we're going to focus on for the lesson is the meal together. And you guys probably have meals with your friends and family, probably a little bit more before the pandemic happened. But I'm going to show you something that you can make in your own house, or you can just watch me make it, and that doesn't involve any cleanup for you or your parents. Okay? And let's begin. Unleavened bread, otherwise known as matzah. So to make your matzah, you're going to measure out 1 cup of flour, 1/3 cup water, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then you're going to mix this with a fork until it starts to get really sticky and stick to itself. And then, with washed clean hands, you can start making a ball and keep forming that ball and keep kneading the dough that you make out of that ball for 30 seconds to 1 minute. While you're doing this part, have an adult help you put a baking sheet in the oven, and you're going to put it on the very top rack on 475, which is very hot heat. And you're just going to put the baking rack in the oven to get it really nice and hot while you're kneading this dough. Dust your counter or a baking mat, some sort of mat that you can roll dough out on, with flour. Then you're going to take this big hunk of dough that's now one big lump and roll it out. You may need some help to roll the dough super duper thin, because see, this is actually not thin enough. You want it really, really thin, like you're making the world's thinnest pancake here. very, very, very thin. And then once you have it super thin, you're going to cut out and you can have an adult help with this too. Going to cut out circles or squares. And one other thing that you're also going to do is you're going to prick the dough like this using a fork. Make sure the holes go through to the other side. See how you can see them on this side? And you're just going to do it again. You may need help to cut your dough out. I'm going to cut mine into rectangles. Now you're going to have someone help you take that really, really hot baking sheet and put your matzah on it. And put the hot baking sheet back into the oven for 2 to 3 minutes. Then have someone help you get the sheet out of the oven, flip them, and put them in for 2 to 3 minutes more. And there you have it. Friendly reminder, these pans are going to be super, super hot again when they come out, so be careful. The matzah is also still hot here. But you see it turns into, almost looks like a cracker. If you make it thin enough, which I didn't make mine too thin, it's even crunchier like a cracker. But all it is unleavened bread, meaning it didn't rise, or it didn't rise much. And that's all there is to it.